Your coworker is rude to you during a huddle, actually interrupts you while you're reviewing the priorities for the day, points her finger in your face and says, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, seriously, sometimes I wonder why you were ever put in charge in the first place. Is your coworker a bully? Well, on this episode of Coffee and Conversations about Nurse Bullying, we're going to talk about what bullying is and what bullying is not. Hi, I'm Dr. Renee Thompson, CEO and founder of the Healthy Workforce Institute. Welcome to Coffee and Conversations about Nurse Bullying. I cannot tell you how many times, especially lately, someone's reached out to me to tell me that they're being bullied. And I'd say of all of those people, maybe 10%, it was truly a bullying situation. Well, why is there this huge disconnect? Well, it's because we get confused about what bullying is and what bullying is not. So I want to help you to know whether or not you're being bullied by somebody that you work with. So here's the definition of bullying. It's really the repeated patterns of disruptive behavior with the intentional or unintentional attempt to do harm. And when someone reaches out to me and they tell me they're being bullied, I look for three things. There needs to be a target. I just can't be mean to everyone, okay? I've targeted you. I'm fine with everyone else. It's just you I interrupt and say rude things to. The behavior has to be harmful in some way. I mean, things like eye rolling aren't nice, but they're not technically harmful. But if I set you up for failure, or if I give you the silent treatment and refuse to give you a report, who's that harmful to? Well, that's harmful to the patient potentially, but then there's also potential harm to you, especially if it causes a situation where you dread coming into work and you start having physical, emotional, and psychological stress because of it. Okay, so there has to be some harm. And then it can't be one time I get, testy with you in a crisis situation. It has to be repeated over time. That's what bullying is. Here's what bullying is not. Constructive criticism. All right, I hate to tell you this, but you're not perfect, and neither am I. We all have room for improvement. We should all be actively seeking feedback from the people who we work with on what we could do better. The problem is sometimes when a coworker is giving you constructive feedback on something you didn't do well or something you need to do better, we'll pull the bully card. Especially we see this a lot with people who are new and their preceptor's giving them feedback. They'll claim that their preceptor's bullying them. Now, there's a way to give feedback and a way not to give feedback, but that's a whole other conversation. But somebody giving you constructive feedback is not bullying. The boss holding you accountable for your performance or your behavior is not bullying. And so many times people reach out to me and they tell me that their boss is bullying them because maybe the boss wrote them up or the boss is, holding them accountable, but they see it as bullying. Now, sometimes the boss is the problem. I don't want you to think that that doesn't happen, because it does. But if your boss is holding you accountable for coming into work on time or showing up at all, that's not bullying. That's being held accountable. And then obviously, but maybe not so obviously, conflict. If you're in a conflict situation with someone at work, you want to do it your way, they want to do it their way, and there's conflict. That's not bullying. And having a different opinion is not bullying. And boy, do we have different opinions, but yet we get so aggressive at times and angry, and we'll claim that people are bullying us just because they have a different opinion. And finally, having a bad day is not bullying. We can all have a bad day and lash out at each other, especially when we're under stress and we're burned out. You know, that I always say when people are stressed out and burned out, they lash out. And who do they lash out to? They lash out to the person standing next to them. That's not bullying. It's not okay. And I don't want you to think that, oh, well, we understand it, so let's justify it. No, that needs to be addressed, but it's not bullying, okay? So here's what I want you to do. If you're on the receiving end of someone's bad behavior, I just want you to ask yourself these questions. Number one, am I the only one this person treats this way? Because if so, you may be a target. Have I seen this behavior before? Is this a pattern? And then finally, where's the harm here? What harm, either to me, or could there be harm to a patient potentially from this behavior? And if you answer yes to all, I'm the only one being treated, there's definite harm, and I've seen this behavior many times, then chances are it is a bullying situation. If not, it could be something else. So I hope that helps you to clearly assess whether or not you're in a bullying situation. And I'll just end with, let's say you are, please seek help. And we have a lot of resources that can get you some help and some strategies on how to actually either file a complaint, speak up, confront somebody's behavior towards you. Just hop on my website, 𝗷𝗵𝗆𝗄�institute.com. We have so many resources for any of you who are out there dealing with any type of bullying situation or something else. So if you like this video, please subscribe and share this with other people you're working with who may also need a little bit of help in dealing with bullying and incivility. So thank you so much for watching this video. And as I always say, until our next conversation, be kind, take care, and stay connected.